All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and also peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, is pushing out this truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. I'm the brother Karatazar here out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, here with another lesson, touching on the topic of, war, in which we are in the time of war. No matter if you want to believe it or not, we are, entering, into the beginning stages of World War III. Trump is trying to establish American dominance throughout not only, America, but, in other regions of the world as well. And these other countries eventually are going to get fed up with American, being the bully. The scriptures speak about in the book of Jeremiah, it likens America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures, as, the hammer of the earth, basically likening it into a bully, So, with that being said, these nations, including nations that's in the European Union and NATO, are going to turn their back on America, man. And basically join forces with Russia and China. All right. So, as you can see here, pulled up on the screen, which was from Twitter or X, how they call it. It says breaking. It says Trump announced $1.5 trillion military budget for 2027. And that's huge. That goes to show you that, we're in the time of war. Majority of, the American taxpayers' money, is going to the military. So like it's going into the military, and that goes to show you that they're preparing for something. So I have a scripture here pulled up. This is Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. You see? So let's go into that word quickly here. In Revelation 11. In the Greek, it's...
Strong's G, 5035. Tahu. Tahu.
Tahu. It says quickly, speedily, without delay. You see? So this is speaking of World War III. We see these, Matthew the 24th chapter has been, brought out a lot as of lately. And we see, the beginning stages of this war. And Esau, really making his moves, trying to gain territory. Soon Russia is going to have to pull out Ukraine, and give attention to America, man. Lord willing. It says, when you go to the Strong's definition here, it says, shortly, an example without delay, soon or by surprise. That reminds me of the precept, in the book of Thessalonians. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. Because it said, by surprise. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see? because they trying to make it seem as though, everything is peaches and cream. You got people, the Venezuelans, you actually right celebrating the capture of your own president, but not knowing this could possibly trigger, the nuclear, weapons. We see it farming, man. Certain, NATO countries like Greenland, is basically gonna more than likely turn on America, man. Denmark. So this is what the prophecy speaks about, man. The scriptures, man, that the beast shall hate the whore. In the book of Revelation, I believe that's the 17th chapter. Okay. So this is a high time. Scriptures say that now it's the high time to awake out of sleep, for your salvation is nearer than what you may believe. Roughly paraphrasing. So let me grab one more scripture before I close up. This wasn't, I just wanted to touch on that topic. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. When you go to the beginning verse of this chapter, it tells you to everything there's a season. So this is, when you skip down to verse 8, hey, this is a time of war. This is not a time of peace. It's not a time to be happy and, happy-go-lucky and, no, these militaries are preparing for war, man. $1.5 trillion, for the year 2027, and we know that really, because it said, like I brought the precept out in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, it says it's going to say sudden destruction. So these militaries are going to have to prepare much sooner than what they even believe. Okay? So, I just wanted to touch on that. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Close up by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash, the blindness to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. To the next time.